we are doing the Cancer Weekly Tarotscope. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements because sometimes those do resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right. Let's see. Whoa, your strongest energy this week. You have the mice. That is like a lot of little minor annoyances that just start building up and building up and building up. Give me one more. We have 2 5s here. 5s are the energy of change. Those little tiny things that might be eating at you this week. Try to look at that with more depth. It's like it seems like little minor things, but there's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot more to the story. It's also kind of a message of like somebody who kind of self-sabotages. Give me one more. What is this energy? The Sun card. Yeah, it's almost like it's pay attention to all these little tiny things that maybe are bothering you, or these little tiny things that maybe are getting to you. Um, what is this? Tell me more. What is the overall message in this? It's like there are these little minor tiny details, this little tiny thing that has to some extent been preventing you from being open to receiving what you want. And you're going to gain a lot of clarity on it. It's something that seems to be very minor. Did this not come up with you guys last week? Let's do this. What does the mouse represent? Yeah, it's something that has kept you from moving from stepping into what you want. It's a very minor thing that has been repeating itself in your life, and it could just be a feeling, a fear, an insecurity. But it's something that needs to be left behind completely this week. With the Sun card, you will gain clarity on what that is. Give me one more. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is you. The Queen of Cups is trusting in your intuition. It's like those little nagging doubts. Yeah, those little nagging doubts, those little, um, it's like you know the truth. It's something very small, but it's something that keeps you from fully trusting in your intuition to the extent that you can really be open to receiving what you want. I've noticed in myself that I will connect to people and there will be something about them that I'll feel like is off. But they will be really nice. They'll have all these really good qualities, and so I'll overlook those little minor things and I'll think maybe I'm just being, too critical to this, to this, to this. And because they're showing me all these good things and it's just little tiny things that feel off. But I'll second guess myself and feel like I need to be a good person. I need to accept people. I need to do this and I need to do this. And as time goes on, I start to realize that those little things, it really does drain my energy, and it really is something that I should have trusted. And it's a lot of times even like I had a couple of friends that just always complained every single day about little tiny things. And I would tell myself, well, you have to overlook it, da 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 da. But I started to realize that little bit of time, that little bit of energy was so draining to me. And so basically, my point is, those little things add up. And so don't feel like you have to accept those little minor nuances or, those little things that you feel are off. Like you need to really learn to trust in those things, because that, by learning to really see and trust in your own intuition, that opens you up more to receiving the wish fulfillment that you want. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's keep going. I think when the more we get into that space of wanting to manifest bigger things and bigger dreams and bigger ideals, the more we have to be willing to let go of those little tiny things that aren't really so healthy, that aren't really so good, even though they seem to be very little. The more you're wanting to bring in bigger and better into your life, the more you have to let go of that doesn't fit into that energy. The higher you elevate your own energy, the more free you have to be. Free of toxic. Even a little toxic is still toxic. All right, what's your energy coming into the week? You have the Six of Wands. So you're in a very good energy. You're feeling very confident. You're in this energy of success. I kind of feel like you're getting a lot of attention. You're getting a lot of recognition. Give me one more. The Five of Swords. But see, yeah, it's like you're in this energy of success. You might be getting a lot of attention, but it's also like you're kind of questioning that. Like you're wondering if you can really trust this, trust this situation. This to me kind of reminds me of like somebody who, is it love bombs? It's like somebody that comes into your life and gives you a lot of like really, really positive attention. Somebody that's, really coming in and just laying it on really, really thick, and it's nice and it's attention and it feels good and it kind of, but then at the same time, you're like, what is this person not showing me? So I do feel that maybe you feel like you're in this energy of success. You might be getting a lot of attention and getting a lot of recognition, but at the same time, there's something that you feel like you're having to kind of watch your back, or there's something that you're feeling that maybe you can't trust about this person or this situation in general. You could also be in conflict with another person, like a really big kind of ego battle with another person. It could be that both of you are really trying to kind of stand your ground in a situation. You both really want to be successful in this. You both want to kind of come out the victor, but it's kind of at a cost. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you question who you can trust. The Five of Cups. I'm going to keep going with this. You might be somebody who's been single for a long time, or even if you're in a connection with another person, you've still kind of felt separated from this person. And so you are kind of closed off, not in a negative sense, just in a more kind of independent type of energy, because you don't want to have any regrets. Oh, God, I love this message. Okay. All right, so, we have the Sun again. So that is gaining a lot of clarity. The Eight of Swords underneath that is gaining a lot of clarity as to what has been keeping you feeling stuck. You have the Empress card underneath that. That's healing. That's unconditional love. So you're definitely gaining a lot of clarity as to the, something that has been keeping you feeling in this very, very stuck place. I love this message. It's like you can be open to receiving love. You can be vulnerable. You can open yourself up to receive that love you want and still be protective of your own energy. It doesn't mean that you have to let everybody in. It doesn't mean that loving somebody unconditionally does not mean that you have to accept things that you don't like. You can love somebody unconditionally, and loving somebody unconditionally doesn't mean that you have to put up with negative behavior or put up with things that you don't necessarily like. And so that's what this message is. I think you've really gotten to this place within yourself where you've really, really done this work into, being really solid and grounded within yourself. You hold a lot of love for yourself. You're very confident within yourself. You're good at giving yourself love and feeling that confidence. I do feel that you have somebody or a situation that it's almost like it's feeding your ego to some extent. Somebody's maybe doting it on a lot, and so you're just not sure if you can trust this person or trust this situation. you're really, you're really feeling very protective of your own energy because you've been in situations before where you've taken on a lot of responsibility, you've taken on the burden. And so you're wanting to manifest bigger. You're wanting to, close out a cycle. And I do feel like you have closed out this cycle. You're really wanting the support of another person. You're really wanting to have like a really strong, solid connection. But at the same time, you've worked so hard on yourself that you're really hesitant about who you're letting in because you don't want to. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to step into, you want to trust. You want to be open to trusting, but you don't want to get into another situation of imbalance. I feel like there's somebody coming towards you this week that is a lesson. I don't feel like it's necessarily a romantic connection. There doesn't seem to be a lot of like romance, but it very well could be. But this person is coming in to teach you something, to teach you of maybe something that you've been holding on to, or an energy that you an energy that has been repeating itself or been kind of lingering around. Somebody's coming back to show you something, and they're here to show you that it's okay to be protective of your own energy. Like, you don't have to accept. It's like somebody that you've cut off. Because it did create a lot of conflict, but they're coming back around and they're apologizing and they're saying, oh, but I've done this. And so they're really kind of laying it on thick. And so you feel like, well, maybe I should trust this person. Maybe I should take this person back in. But the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, it's like, it's okay for you to be protective of your own energy. You don't have to accept everything that's coming to you. Even if somebody is throwing unconditional or seemingly throwing unconditional love at you, if you feel like there's something you can't trust in it, you don't have to accept it. You can still see it in the form of unconditional love, but it doesn't mean that you have to lower your standards or lower yourself to accept something that you don't necessarily want. The Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands, this is like a cycle. This is something that's coming back around to show you how far you've come, to show you how much power you have within yourself, how much strength you have within yourself. So the Ace of Cups and the Temperance card, this is saying be open to love, but also be open to, kind of going with the flow in this. And the 3 of Wands is about really focusing on what you're wanting to manifest. It could even be that you're connecting to somebody, you're wanting to manifest this new love and this new relationship, and this person is kind of coming in and they're wanting to move forward very, very fast, and you don't feel comfortable with that, but you also feel that if you don't accept that, that it's not, that person's going to walk away, but, love is love. And if, somebody that genuinely loves you is going to understand that you need to go at your own pace. So it's like you have this opportunity coming towards you, but it's like, it's going to be showing you something that you don't necessarily like. And it's a message that you don't have to lower your standards at all in order to accept this energy that you're wanting to manifest for yourself. So yeah, let's get a little bit more on what you can expect coming towards you this week. 7 of Pentacles, Hangman. Yeah, you've been working very hard to manifest something, and you're going to see something close to that coming towards you. But what you've been in, the situations that you've been in the past, maybe you've gotten into connections in the past where you sacrificed your own needs, you sacrificed your own desires, you settled for something that you didn't necessarily like. And it might have seemed to be something very small, but accepting anything that you don't feel comfortable with is a sacrifice. And it's going to end up building up resentment over time. So the Five of Wands is like, be willing to, you can be open to love and be willing to fight for what's important to you at the same time. Unconditional love also includes unconditional love of yourself. All right, so any final messages for you? Yeah, this is a test. I hate that. I hate to say that the universe sends us tests, but it is kind of what it is. So you do have this Ace of Swords, so that's gaining a lot of clarity. This is a lot of protection. You have a lot of protection around you, and this is a message about protecting your own energy. So you have this, you're leveling up to the next level. You're wanting to manifest next level. The fairy godmother, it brings you gifts and blessings, but sometimes it doesn't appear in the way that you would expect it to be. So it's like you run out of gas, and that seems to be like a negative thing, but running out of gas like ends up in some way connecting you to the right person at the right time, or it prevents you from getting into an accident. So it might not seem like this beautiful blessing in the moment, but this is whatever you're going through and dealing with this week is putting you to the next level. So again, be willing to protect your energy. You don't have to accept anything that does not feel good. And if somebody loves you, if somebody really cares for you, then they will be willing to work through that with you. All right? I love you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.